I'm Linda Curry, Associate Producer for the Portraits in Motion series. This weekend we have a very special series in honor of Eleanor Roosevelt and her centennial. And I think many of you probably know that this is a Smithsonian-wide celebration. If you don't know about it, I urge you to look through your program notes, pick up a calendar of events downstairs, and pick up one of these which outlines the other programs. And as you'll probably notice, most of the programs deal directly with Eleanor Roosevelt. For example, we have a program, it's a Reader's Theater version of the play Eleanor, which deals basically with the young Eleanor and her evolving social conscience. However, we thought it was also very important to offer The Lone Wolf and women's work, which give a setting for that time period to better place Eleanor Roosevelt in that time period in which she worked, and to give a better feeling for the leading lady. But at this time, let's get on with the show. We have a lot ahead of us this weekend. I'm very pleased and very proud to present Joe Pipik and The Lone Wolf. Thank you.
That's right, Mr. Burke. Old Woodsaw's back from farm labor's front lines, up there in the migrant camps. Oh my God, Mr. Burke. Had to hitch all the way down here this morning. Whew, it wasn't easy either, I'll tell you that. Didn't know if I was gonna make it on time for my show. Do I got a minute to catch my breath? No. Well, all right, let me get tuned up here. Boy, we had some fun out there. I was with that actor, Will Gear. We were entertaining all these migratory workers, striking cotton pickers up there. All right, I'm ready. Sounds good. Okay, let her rip. Right, whatever you're doing, the old lone wolf is here to bark for you. Hungrier I get, the lonesomer I yell, ow! Woo-hoo! Reach way down in your pocketbook, send me a quarter and you'll get yourself a book. The hungrier I get, well, the lonesomer I am. So drop whatever you're doing, the old lone wolf is here to bark for you. Lonesomer I get, well, the lonesomer I am. Ow! Whoa! That's right, folks, it's me, Woody. You've been here for the last couple days, the old lone wolf. Yeah, that's how it is since Lefty New retired from the air. And I'm here to do my popular show for you folks. I'll be here next couple of days. Sorry I've been absent lately. I'd like to tell you that to keep those letters coming in, I really enjoy getting all the mail from you folks. And I'm trying to get those songbooks out as fast as I can. They're only two bits. And the new one is all set to go. Well, let me see here now. I'm brought to you today by the Victor Clothing Company and the Perfume Man. Well, that's right. And I'd like to sing a song today in response to some of your letters. A lot of you folks are asking about the songs which I write myself. So I thought today's program I would try to do all songs which I wrote myself. And I'd like to start with this one. It's called the Do Re Mi, and I think a lot of you know about it, although you may not see much of it these days. Lots of folks back east, they say, leaving home every day, hitting that hot old dusty way to the California line. Across the desert sands they roll, getting out of that old dust bowl, think they're going to a sugar bowl, but here's what they find. The police at the port of entry say, you're number 14,000 today. If you ain't got that do-re-mi, boy, if you ain't got that do-re-mi, you better go back to beautiful Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Georgia, Tennessee. California's a garden of Eden. It's a paradise to live in or to see. But believe it or not, you won't find it see. Don't swap your old cow for a car. You'd better just stay right where you are. You'd better take this little tip from me. Cause the governor, well, just the other day, jumped up to the microphone and he did say, if you ain't got that do-re-mi, boy, if you ain't got that do-re-mi, you better go back to beautiful Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Georgia, Tennessee, California. She's a garden of Eden. It's a paradise to live in or to see. But believe it or not, you won't find it so hot if you ain't got that do-re-mi. That's the truth. You can't get much do-re-mi these days unless you happen to be a banker or some kind of outlaw. And there's some pretty popular outlaws these days, and I got a few tunes about outlaws. Let's see, I think I'll sing Pretty Boy Floyd. Now, Charles Pretty Boy Floyd, he comes from Oklahoma like I do. He's an Okie, that's right. He was born, raised right down there near where I was, and, well, Pretty Boy, he wasn't such a bad fella. You see, I've talked to folks that know him personally, told me that. And here's a song I fixed up about him that tells tales concerning his life and what kind of man he was. You know, we ain't never had a governor down there half as popular as Pretty Boy. Well, Pretty Boy tried, but he done it wrong. And the governor, he don't even bother to try. You know, it just occurred to me that a policeman will throw a farmer in jail for robbing a banker. But a banker can go out and rob a farmer, or a finance man rob a working man. Once one of them farmers rises up and robs a banker, well, you have a whole darn army of cops out shooting at them. I'll tell you that right now. So gather around me, children, and the story I will tell of Pretty Boy Floyd the outlaw. Oklahoma knew him well. He was in the town of Shawnee. It was Saturday afternoon. His wife beside him in the wagon as into town they rode. There a deputy sheriff did approach them in a manner rather rude, using vulgar words and language, and his wife she overheard. Well, Pretty Boy grabbed a log chain, the deputy grabbed a gun, and in the fight that followed, he laid that deputy down. Then he took to the trees and timber just to live a life of shame. Every crime in Oklahoma, they added to his name. He took to the trees and timber on the river shore. And Pretty Boy found a welcome at many a farmer's door. There's many a star and farmer, well, the same old story told, how the outlaw paid his mortgage and saved his little home. Or they'll tell you about some stranger that came to beg a meal, and underneath his napkin left $1,000 bill. It was Oklahoma. You say that I'm an outlaw, you say that I'm a thief. Well, here's Christmas dinner for the families on relief. Now through this world I travel, I meet lots of funny men. Some will rob you with a 6-gun, some with a fountain pen. As through your life you travel, never see an outlaw drive a family from their home. That's true, you probably never see that, I'll tell you that. Pretty Boy was an Elkie. us as Okies nowadays. That means you don't know if you got a home anymore, or you don't know how much longer you'll be in the one you are in. Also kind of means that you're out of a job, or you owe more than you can rake or scrape. Yeah, man could die mighty comfortable with just that one word on his tombstone, Okie. Kind of includes all the folks that the rich folks is et out. You know, everybody's an Okie. Even if you're from Texas. Now, I spent some years down in the panhandle town of Pampa, Texas. And you know, that's where the wheat grows and the oil flows, so they say, and the dust blows and the farmer owes. Well, Texas is where you can see further and see less, walk further and travel less, see more cows and less milk, more trees and less shade, more rivers and less water, and have more fun and less money than anywhere else. Yeah, it's right down there in the windy plains of Texas with that old wheat blowed out and the oil boom over. I seen there was plenty to make up songs about. Let me play my flute on this one. Got it here. Introduce the horn section here. It was back in 1927. I had a little farm called that heaven. Prices up and the rain come down, hauled my crop into town. Got the money, bought the groceries, fed the kids, and I raised up my family. Then the rain quit, the wind got high, black old dust storm filled the sky. So I swapped my farm for a Ford machine, poured it full of this gasoline, and I started rocking and rolling over the mountains out to the Dust Bowl. It was way up yonder on a mountain road. I had a hot motor and a heavy load. I was going pretty fast. I wasn't even stopping. I was bouncing up and down like a popcorn popping. Had a breakdown. Sort of nervous bust down of some kind. There was a fella there, was a mechanic fella. Give it a good look. Said it was engine trouble. Well, way up yonder on the mountain road, way up yonder in the piney wood, I gave that rolling Ford a shove. I figured I'd coast as far as I could. Commenced coasting. Picking up speed, got to going pretty fast coming down that hill. From a hairpin turn, didn't make it. Well, man alive, I'm telling you, them guitars and fiddles really flew. That Ford took off like a flying squirrel. We flew halfway around the world. Scattered wives and children all over the side of that there mountain. Then we got out to the west coast, broke so daggum hungry I thought I'd croak. So I bummed up a spud or two. My wife fixed up this tater stew. Poured the kids full of it. Mighty thin stew though. You could read a magazine clean through it. I always have figured if that stew had been just a little bit thinner, some of these here politicians, you know, congressmen, presidents, might have been able to see through it. Yeah, that's what... Me and my wife has got 3 kids in that song. And that song has brung in more groceries than any dried-up farm in Oklahoma would, especially if you can't raise enough to buy gas or oil, let alone things to put in the kids' stomachs or stuff to wear. See, when it got tough, most folks didn't raise up and raise hell on nobody. Now, they're hard fighting. trouble raisers. Now, just kept on getting harder, drier. Prices up, prices down. You always owed more than you ought to. Till finally, you go out. Had to go out and shoot a shotgun 3 times at daybreak to get the morning glories to wake up. Dust sometimes got so thick, you had to run your tractors and plows upside down. It got so dark, you couldn't see a dime in your pocket, a shirt on your back, a meal on your table, or a dadgum thing, even if it was there. The only thing higher than the dust was your debts. Now the dust settles, but your debts don't. Yeah, I guess I was in what's give up to be the big middle about the worst dust storm that is in anybody's history book. Right there in Pampa, Gray County, Texas, April 14th, 1935. Yeah, storm come up as black as tar, as big as an ocean. We thought we was done for. Thousands of us just packed up and left out. I sing this song, and I sing it again. Other places I've gone on the wild windy plain. The month was April, the county was gray, and here's what all the people did say. They said, so long, it's been good to know you so long. It's been good to know you so long. It's been good to know you. This dusty old dust is getting my home. I got to be drifting along. Well, a dust storm hit, and it hit like thunder. It dusted us over and dusted us under. It blocked up the traffic, it blocked out the sun, and straight for home all the people did run, saying so long. It's been good to know you so long. It's been good to know you so long. It's been good to know you. This dusty old dust, she's a-getting my home. I got to be drifting along. We'd talk to the end of the world, and then we'd sing a song, then sing it again. We'd sit for an hour, not say a word, and then these words would be heard. They'd say, so long. It's been good to know you so long. It's been good to know you so long. It's been good to know you. This dusty old dust is getting my home. I got to be drifting along. Now, some of you may have my songbook right there in front of you at your home. Now, the song happens to be in it, so if you're not feeling too embarrassed, go ahead and sing along with your radio. Well, the lovers sat in the dark and they sparked. They hugged and they kissed until way after dark. They sighed and cried, they hugged and kissed, but instead of marriage they were talking like this. They'd say, so long, it's been good to know you so long. It's been good to know you so long. It's been good to know you. This dusty old dusty is getting my home. I got to be drifting along. I do believe I hear it right to the airwaves. Well, the telephone rang, Billy jumped off the wall, and it was the preacher just making his call. He said, kind friend, this may be the end. I'm having cut price on salvation and sin, and the church, it was jammed. The church, it was packed. That dusty old dust storm, it blowed so black. The preacher could not read a word of his text, so he folded his spectacles and took up collection. Said, so long, it's been good to know you so long. It's been good to know you so long. It's been good to know you. This dusty old dusty is getting my home. Then I got to be drifting along. we finally did too. We packed up. I become a songwriter, and we become Dust Bowl refugees. Joined about 400,000 other folks out there drifting around California, Arizona, like a herd of lost buffalo. Well, I hate the name Dust Bowl refugees, but I'm meeting a whole bunch of them everywhere I go, it seems like. Around these valleys here in the migrant camps, get to feeling pretty low sometimes. Everybody calling you a refugee. Well, I got only one thing to say to you Dust Bowl refugees listening in today. That's to be proud. You are the Dust Bowl refugees. Your feet have made one of the most important trips of the 20th century. From a land of dust and hot blizzardy winds, you made your way to a better land and a greener valley. The raindrops are large and the wind is almost tender. Always remember that you're great people, for not all people would sweat so much and walk so far just to find a job of work. It's people like you migratory workers and work hunters that make the human race a greater race, and it is a race, but you will win and also save that race. Now, here's a song for us Dust Bowl refugees. Let's take the horn section back. I'm a Dust Bowl refugee, just a Dust Bowl refugee. Cross the mountains to the Peach Bowl. Lord, the peach buzz is a-killing me. Cross the desert to that sea. Come the wife and kids and me. And it's a hot old dusty highway for a Dust Bowl refugee. Heart, it's always been that way. Here today and we're on our way. Though we travel with the seasons, we're just Dust Bowl refugees. In your orchards, in your trees, days are hot and at night you're free. Picking the oranges, avocados, apricots, pears, cotton too, refugees. Yeah, I'm a Dust Bowl refugee, just a Dust Bowl refugee. Little whirlwinds gonna make a big cyclone. That's us, Dust Bowl refugees. That's us, Dust Bowl refugees. Yeah. Dust Bowl refugee. People call me a communist, a wild man, every daggum thing you can think of, but I don't care what they call me. I ain't a communist necessarily, but I've been in the red all my life. Left wing, chicken wing, it's all the same to me. Now, I ain't a member of any earthly organization. My trouble is, I really ought to go down in the morning and just join up everything. You know? Trouble, I think, if I thought that anything I do or say would hurt America and the people in it, well, I would just shut my face up, catch the next freight train out of here. But I think the real trouble is that all the congressmen and the boys down in Washington, this folklore stuff kind of scares them, you know? Yeah, I remember, I think it's because a folk song is what's wrong and how you fix it. Or it could be who's hungry and where their mouth is, or who's out of a job and where the work is, or who's looking for some money, where all that money is, who's carrying a gun and where the peace is. That's folklore. folks made it up because they seen that the politicians couldn't find nothing to fix or anybody to feed or give a job of work. Well, we don't aim to scare you or to hurt you when we get to making up some folklore, feeling sort of folksy. We're doing all we can to make it easy on you. Yeah, I could sing all day and all night for 60 days and 60 nights. Of course, I ain't got enough wind to be in office. Still, I always know this was what I wanted to do, and I don't ever intend to quit or sell out or change or talk or sing any different. Because when I try singing that drugstore lemonade stuff, I just open my mouth and nothing comes out. Speaking about opening my mouth, I have been putting my foot in it fairly regular on the air, and I got a letter from one of my listeners that takes me to task for that. I guess I better respond here. Dear Woody, you were getting along quite well this evening until you announced your nigger blues. Now, I'm a Negro, a young Negro, in college, and I certainly resented your remark. No person of any intelligence uses that word over the radio today. Sincerely, James Wood. Well, I have been using that word sort of casual all my life. Until today. I'm taking every song with that word in it out of my songbook, and I'm taking it out of my vocabulary, and I don't ever intend to use it again, because the word's a mighty powerful thing. And I know it's tough enough to be broke in a white man, a hobo. And the Negroes has got it 10 times tougher. So, I'm sorry I sung that song. Because I hate a song that makes you feel like you're no good. Makes you feel like you're born to lose, bound to lose, no good for nobody, no good for nothing. Because you're either too old or too young, or too fat, or too thin, or too ugly, or too this or too that. Songs that run you down and poke fun at you. On account of your bad luck or your hard traveling. I'm out to fight these kind of songs to my very last breath of air, my very last drop of blood. I'm out to sing the songs that will prove to you that this is your world. And even if it has hit you pretty hard, knocked you for a couple dozen loops, well, no matter how hard it's run you down or rolled over you, no matter what color, what size, high or built, I'm out to sing the songs that will make you take pride in yourself. I reckon I should get back to singing while I'm at it. Now, this next song is about Tom Mooney. I don't know if you know about Tom Mooney. Well, it's a pretty sad story. Railroading a man to jail for 22 years with a crooked court set up and a bunch of lying witnesses is rape of the lowest kind. And that's what they done to Mr. Tom Mooney. That's why I was glad the day he got out. So I went home and hoed up this song. Say it for you now. Well, Mr. Tom Mooney is free. Mr. Tom Mooney is free. He done got a pardon from that old jailhouse warden, Culbert L. Olson's decree. It was way up in old Frisco town. It was way up in old Frisco town. Mr. Mooney and Billings was accused of a killing and railroaded jailhouse bound. Now 22 years had gone by. 22 years had gone by. He spent the 22 for a crime he didn't do. My, 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 my. The truth can't be tied with a chain. The truth can't be tied with a chain. From them cold, clammy halls, the San Quentin walls, Mr. Tom Mooney is free. And it was Culbert L. Olson's decree. It was Culbert L. Olson's decree. When he took that governor's chair, well, he said, I declare I'm gonna set the state of California free. Gonna set the state of California free. I hope he gets to it pretty quick, too, because here's a... faces with politics, votes, unions, letters, petitions, meeting halls running full blast. The rich folks got your money with politics, and politics is how you vote. Every time some guy comes around running for office, well, he kisses your kids, hugs your wife, cranks your car, puts out your clock and winds up your cat. He'll kid you and skid you. He'll pull you and bully you. He'll take you and shake you. He'll scrape you and rape you. He'll smell you and sell you, and he'll kiss you and miss you. He'll promise to live with you, marry you, send you some money, build you a home, give you a job, put you in business, ship you some chickens, plant you a garden, and smuggle you a bottle of whiskey from old Mexico. He'll promise you the best of everything and say the best ain't good enough for you. Yeah? He'll have you thinking this whole world is at last changed and is a heaven on earth, or will be, the first 15 minutes after he's in office. They squeak, squeak, and speak. Hire 'em up some guys to write 'em some mighty pretty speeches. But all these airy promises, all the BS, whatever becomes of it, well, won't be long before some fella in your town or country will be coming around and combing your wife's hair while he's pulling your leg at the same time. With a smile on his face, it looks like the west end of a heifer going east. Yeah. Next time he comes around, ask him a few things. Ask him about the pension and groceries and job money that you need. Sing him this song here. Well, I'm gonna tell you what to do. I'm gonna tell you what to do. When that politician kisses your baby again, well, ask him a thing or two. How did you vote on relief? How did you vote on relief? Did you deal me groceries or deal me grief? Well, boy, you're on your last go round. How'd you vote on my old age pension? How'd you vote on my old age pension? If you voted my old age pension down, well, boy, you're on your last go round. How'd you vote on the CCC? How'd you vote on that CCC? I am making a man or a monkey out of me. Man, you're on your last go round. How'd you vote on government houses? Ask him, how'd he vote on government houses? If you took away my roof and left me in the rain, oh man, you're on your last go round. And how'd you vote on my job here at home? Hey, how'd you vote on my job here at home? Made me a hobo to ramble and to roam. Well, boy, you're on your last go round. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what to do. I'm trying to tell you what to do. When that politician kisses your baby again, just ask him a thing or two. Be sure and ask him. Don't be afraid to follow up when you ask him either, because they ain't adverse to sometimes kidding you a little bit. Well, somebody better start soon, because there's a heap of folks in this country having about the hardest time of their lives right this very minute. And you know the trouble just as well as I do. You can't make enough money to buy the things you need. See, the rich folks is organized. They organized and agreed that they wouldn't give you a fair price for nothing you raise or anything you work at. You see, they organized and got themselves a union. But they are a union of gamblers, crooks, racketeers, and robbers. Now, there wouldn't be much trouble on this earth if it wasn't for the rich man's greed. But they'll throw the poor man in jail as fast as he can talk, write, or sing about that. Well, I think I found a way to beat the rich man and his bankers at his own game. And it's the union, the CIO, or any of its unions. I don't go getting scared when I talk about unions. Lots of folks do. I never do, because I guess the first time I heard about a union, I was 8 years old. What I heard was the story of the two rabbits. he-rabbit and a she-rabbit, being chased all over the countryside by a pack of hounds. Finally, they hole up in a hollow log, and they're kind of scared. Dogs are outside howling. The he-rabbit turns to the she-rabbit and says, "What are we gonna do?" The she-rabbit, she just kind of give him a wink and says, "We stay here till we outnumber them." I guess that's a strategy a lot of unions have. I don't know. But I think that probably those old boys I just been with, the cotton pickers up in San Joaquin Valley, probably trying some strategy like that. They're trying to strike against cotton growers who want to pay them 65 cents for 100 pounds of cotton picked. That's a lot of cotton. And it's less money than they offered them last year for the same amount of cotton. So, they're on strike up there. I just come from there, and oh, I just remembered, I promised those boys I'd sing them a little song, the Reno Blues. Now, they sure did like that song when I sung it, and Will Gear, the actor, acted it out. Well, Will Gear ain't here. Even if he was, you couldn't see him. So, I'll play that one on the mandolin here in the studio and make it a little bit special and send it out to them strikers up there. Now, the Reno Blues is a song that a listener sent me in a newspaper clipping about this story, and I turned it into a song here. Way down in Reno, Nevada, where romances bloom and fade, there's a great Philadelphia lawyer making love to a Hollywood maid. Come, love, and we will wander out where the lights are bright. I'll win you a divorce from your husband, and we can get married tonight. Well, Wild Bill was a gun-toting cowboy. 10 notches were carved on his gun. And all the boys around Reno left Wild Bill's maiden alone. One night when Bill was returning from riding the range in the cold, he was dreaming of his Hollywood maiden, and his love was his last in his gold. But as he drew near her window, two forms he saw on the shade was the great Philadelphia lawyer making love to Bill's Hollywood maid. The night was as still as the desert. The moon was so bright overhead. Bill listened a while to the lawyer. He could hear every word that he said. Your hands are so pretty and lovely. Your form is so rare and divine. Come go with me to Philadelphia and leave that wild cowboy behind. Well, back in old Pennsylvania, among all those beautiful pines, there's one that's Philadelphia lawyer. Hello, Philadelphia night. That's my show for today. I guess my time's about up, and I know my songwriting and singing and guitar playing ain't anything fancy on a stick. Well, I know my voice is not one of the smooth riding kind. That's because I don't want it to sound smooth. None of the folks I know has got smooth voices like the dew dripping off the petals of the morning violets. No, nobody I know sings like that. But they can and do sing louder, longer, and with more guts than any smooth voice I ever heard. I'd rather sound like the ash cans in the early morning. Usually do. Like the cab drivers cursing like the longshoremen yelling, like the cowhands whooping, like the lone wolf barking. So tune in tomorrow, because I will be back again here. And I want you to remember, 72 bits if you want the songbook, and take it easy, but take it. And drop whatever you're doing. The old lone wolf is here to bark for you. The lonesomer I get, the lonesomer I yell. Ow! Whoa, whoa! Ow! Whoa! Oh! All through, Mr. Burke? Okay, sure. Fine. Thank you, Mr. Burke. I'm glad you enjoyed that show. Yeah, those were all songs I wrote. You know, I got a whole book of them here. And maybe I'll do that again sometime, sing some different ones next time. Well, Mr. Burke, before you go, though, I did have something I wanted to ask you. And I have been gone a while. I'm sorry I missed my show for the last 3 days. But you saved yourself $3. Right there. And speaking of dollars, you know, I was planning on going out and seeing Mary tonight, and the kids. I haven't been home for a while. She's probably pretty worried. She'd be glad to see me coming down the road, especially if I had some grocery money. See, I ain't packing nothing that folds or jingles either. Oh, I could just stop by your office on the way out. Yes, sir. I'll do that. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Burke. Yes, sir. Whew. Okay, Woodsaw. You got yourself a little grocery money. Well, I wonder how old that coffee is. Well, I don't know what I'm doing on the radio anymore. Woodsaw, you belong out in those camps. That's where you belong. Let's see. I'll read this where I found it. You know, music is just some kind of electricity. Makes a radio out of a man. The dials in his head just sings according to how he's feeling. The best stuff he can sing is what you saw. If you look hard enough, you can see plenty to sing about.